because pepper and haldi go together, and pepper helps to deliver this haldi through the metabolic pathway to our brain, because it enters the blood-brain barrier.
So I have I have a question about that part actually.
Yes.
Like haldi, turmeric, you know. So like there is a difference between the turmeric in India and in US. There is a difference, or how you can test that, or is the same?
One of the problems in India with respect to many of the food items, including turmeric, is adulteration. This is a very serious social problem, that they want to sell this product at a lower price, and they tend to adulterate. One of the adulterants used, for example, for turmeric is it's a chemical compound called potassium dichromate, which also has this orange color, and it's somewhat cheaper compared to turmeric. So you mix that with that, and so what happens is that you are actually consuming more toxin as opposed to getting it in pure.
That's what I'm asking.
That's the cause of concern also.
You did this research over there. If we are taking same US standard over here, like if we are doing practical over in my lab here, so we are getting the same result, or there should be some difference in that research?
It depends on the quality of the substance you are starting with naturally. So I think that there are different grades. Different grades. You don't. I mean, when somebody is doing research, you just don't go to the your Bharat Bazaar and get turmeric.
True. You look at the quality of the product, substance.
Yeah, you look for a purer form. Yeah, definitely. Otherwise, your result is all going to be what you call noise, as opposed to true, right? Because you are then testing on a compound that's not curcumin. Curcumin is the compound in turmeric which gives that yellow color. And this yellow compound is the one that crosses the blood-brain barrier and binds to this amyloid beta, which is the cholesterol of brain, and prevents it from further growth.
Even I'm a female, I used to cook some at my home. So sometime here in India, and even I just compare, as I used to stay US also, the US quality is like what the turmeric we are putting in dal, we can say. So it's very like yellowish color. But here what I'm watching, sometime I just put turmeric in my vegetable, so it's look like orangish color.
Yes, it's coming from dichromate and other
purity issues.
Yeah, other type of.
Because they use the Indian standards, like they use some I think we can say different chemical also to make the color of turmeric.
So the quality of the substance brings variation in the result also.
Okay, so this is a very good example of contrasting United States versus India. Federal Drug Administration, that is FDA, is the policing agency that controls the purity of various things that humans in the United States, citizens, consume. And there is a very high standard set, and the punishment is also very high, because the litigation is at a different level in US compared to here. So I think that this agency controls a lot, and if they get any complaint, they'll come and close the shop, you know. So I think that therefore naturally we get somewhat better quality substance.
True. As just I have a question about this plastic material also here. I know that in US is very we can say we are using only the paper bag over there. Even the India also started that, the ban of all the plastic material. So like how you feel about that?
I think
it's
this is
affected the environment really, or how?
This is a very important initiative, because unlike many other waste products, plastic is not biodegradable. At times, I say, why did DuPont even invent polyethylene? Because it has created more harm to our society than helping. Many other bags, like made of clothes or paper, all these are biodegradable materials. And so the synthetic material that we use a lot with plastic is not biodegradable. And as again in India is a unique situation in terms of population, So when we have such large number of people, and if everyone starts throwing plastic and throwing your, after drinking water, you just throw the cans, you can see that even natural environment like in Nilgiris is getting spoiled.
Yes.
So because the plastic is like covering a breathing organism. All these plants, they all live.
Still, our Indian government now taking lots of,
there are a lot of initiatives.
Recently,
I have seen somewhere that we have got the plastic balls which can be consumed. Those developments are also happening around the world. Thanks a lot. That was a very nice information. Now coming to Nims University, you have visited the university, you have met our chairperson Dr. Balvir as Tomar, and there have been a lot of initiatives from both the university and your side. What do you think about the vision of our chairperson about the university?
Okay, so I would like to say that I have visited many universities around the world. That's one important thing to say. I've given lectures all over.
Yes.
One thing that struck me about Nims University is having so many things under one roof. You have to give a great kudos to your chancellor, Dr. Balvir Singh Tomar, for creating such a vision and bringing dental college, medical, biotechnology, and nanotechnology, material science, all under one roof.
Now, as right now he started also the good business is the LED. Already we will start
the production of this LED lights at a reasonable and affordable cost is a significant initiative, especially for our rural villages of not only Rajasthan but all over India. You still have significant agricultural areas. All these people and organizations and farmers and so on will be significantly benefited, because you could use the solar power. Sun is everywhere in India. You could use solar power to light our villages, and which will also help education. At night time, for example, even when I grew up in Chennai, at times I had to study in street light because there's no light. So electricity and power generation, even though we have power, many more nuclear power plants are going to come, but yet our generator, our generating system and distributing system, such as various transformers, substations and so on, they are somewhat primitive and they do not exactly reach rural areas effectively, and often there is power cut. And because of these reasons, one small storm in Nilgiri, we don't have power for 4 days, and I know this. So I think that having LED lights at production at a very low cost is a significant breakthrough for India, and I think he should be congratulated for doing that. And it's also an excellent example of how knowledge that we accumulate in education comes and trickles down to help the society. Just like
even the one benefit to open this company, even so many labor people can get the employment also.
Correct.
Right, like if somebody did the diploma from Nims University, so they will get the job. They do training with the LED company because it's a joint venture with the South Korean, and already we have a good link with the European, I think, organizations.
Yes,
I think, and so it's a big deal for our future students and for the staff also. I think.
Correct. I absolutely agree. I think Professor Tomar should be congratulated that he has taken, I've seen him in California, and I know he's from very prestigious university like Harvard. He has been associated. So he knows the model of the American system, and he has very successfully implemented that here, and provided our young generation opportunity to grow in multiple areas, in multidisciplinary areas. So I think he should be absolutely congratulated for a marvelous job.
Great. Last question from you, Professor Balu. Any message you would like to give to the young students, young scholars, as to what should they do in life? How to look at the future?
I will say something based on my own life, my own experience. What I did was, when I was in high school or as I was growing up, is to simply observe something and ask a question why it is that way. Be it the shape of a seashell, or why turmeric turns red when you mix it with alkaline substance, or just observe and learn and pursue your dream as a result. That is the dream.
Even with me also, Professor Balu did some computational drug designing before 3 years ago. It's a good project. The project was with the All India Institute of Medical Sciences, Nims University, and with Professor Balu. So we did a good research on that in medical field also.
So the key message is that younger generation, number one, should pursue their dream. Number two, I want India to progress in exactly the same way as any other modern country. In terms of the same message I want to reiterate is that observing more kind of a civic sense, that if everyone starts rushing and everyone wants to be number one in a configuration of young people, there is factorial n possibilities of arranging. And so there can be significant chaos if people don't respect everyone else's space and time. So we need to be a bit more cognizant that order is very important in a society that has huge population, and Prime Minister of India should be congratulated for this. And I think that it is a very great message, Swachh India. So I want cleanliness, and I want better environment and better education and empowerment of women. With these, I think that India is ready to go huge. Sky is the limit for us.
Yes,
because
certainly,
we got
certainly.
the intellectual potential. Yes. We got the brain. Look at our Nobel Prize winners. Look at Ramanujan. Yeah. So we have created from Tagore in poetry to Chandrasekhar in astrophysics. Yes. So we have the intellect, and this intellect is shining in America and other places. Yeah. So you look at the CEO of Microsoft, CEO of Google. Yeah.
Every big organization CEO is an Indian. It's an Indian. Yes, yes, yes.
So how is that? Yeah. So it is the same brain.
Yes,
that
it's the same brain.
Else.
Yeah. But I think we have been able to stop that drain in last few years with the policies and the kind of infrastructure for research the government is providing.